Detecting and responding to threats in the cloud is harder than doing it on-prem. Even when you do have the visibility you need, legacy security workflows weren't designed for the speed and complexity of cloud environments. Cloud-native security solutions from ExtraHop are purpose-built to spot threats across the hybrid attack surface, provide detailed investigation steps, and help you automate response. Request your 30-day free trial at securityweekly.com/ExtraHop. When it comes to modernizing identity, Active Directory just makes everything harder, from managing access for contractors and departing employees to securing cloud apps and on-prem systems. Your company deserves better. Choose Okta, the modern identity platform that securely connects anyone that touches your organization to any technology they want to use. Okta reduces AD vulnerabilities, secures not only employees but contractors and customers, simplifies domain consolidation, and reduces your attack surface. To learn more, visit securityweekly.com/Okta.
Welcome back to Enterprise Security Weekly. I am your host, Matt Alderman, joined by Scott Lyons and Josh Marpet. Join us at Infosec World 2020, March 30th to April 1st at the Disney Contemporary Resort. Security Weekly listeners save 15% off the Infosec World Main Conference or World Pass. Visit securityweekly.com/ISW 2020 and click the register button to register with our discount code. You can also visit that same landing page, ISW 2020, to book a micro interview with us. We'll be recording at Infosec World. And Paul and I are hosting the Container Security Summit on Saturday, March 28th, before the conference. If you're interested in speaking or joining a panel, feel free to email Paul or me. And also, I hear that Red Lyons running the CTF at Infosec World 2020.
Yep. Yes, we are.
Yep. So we are going to be doing the Infosec World Capture the Flag. We've been doing it now for several years, actually. How many years have we been doing, Scott?
About three or four now.
Years?
I think 3 going on 4.
Yeah, I think 3 going on 4. It's a lot of fun. We were there when Misty owned the conference. Now that CRA owns the conference, we're still there. Great people to work with. Basically, we're there to bring on the technical aspect of the conference, the Capture the Flag. We're there so people can learn. We're actually running a Capture the Flag 101 class. Scott, when's the CTF 101 class?
The CTF 101 class will be on Monday, right? So it'll probably be 1:45, somewhere in there. Even though we are attached to the conference floor, we will have the door open for people that want to attend. Make sure you bring your computer. Please, we cannot stress this enough. Bring your computer.
And that stress comes from the fact that some people didn't last year. That was not fun.
So, gentlemen, help me here, right? You're doing a hands-on kind of 101 class. Is that before the actual Capture the Flag competition, or
Yes.
when does the CTF? So you've got the class first on Monday. I think it's 1:45 to 4:55.
Yeah,
and then does the CTF start on Tuesday or later on Monday?
So, Scott, you've got the date and times, right?
Actually, the CTF starts that night. So after the class, we're going to open it up and say go.
But it's not running all night. It is running through various constrained times. Just to be clear, we're not sitting there, swigging coffee and doing an all-nighter hackathon. It's not happening. Okay.
Yeah, even though there's a remote option to it, you're right, Josh. It's not going to go all night.
So do we have the dates and times for the actual CTF itself? Because the class is roughly 4 hours, I think it is, and it's going to be great. We've got a gentleman teaching it. I can name him, right, Scott?
Yes. No.
Okay.
No. We want to keep that a little bit of a surprise.
Okay, we've got a fantastic pen tester teaching the CTF 101 class. He's a bit of a broadcaster himself. He's done quite a lot of podcasts and Twitch streaming and some other stuff. It's kind of interesting. I'll be honest with you, I didn't know people did pen testing on stream. Hopefully not, he doesn't do any projects on Twitch, but he will teach things while doing Twitch, which I had no idea. How to learn Kali Linux while watching somebody game and do this as well. It's crazy. But he's teaching the class, so it's a very basic from scratch. You don't need to know anything.
Yep.
Just bring a laptop and you can learn at least a good amount of base fundamental knowledge on how to be pen tester, capture the flag type of thing. And the reason that I say that is not because all capture the flags teach you to be a pen tester. There's a lot of capture the flags that are very stylized. They're reverse engineering focused. They are focused on.
Like isn't that the one at DEF CON? The one at DEF CON is reverse engineering focused, right?
I believe so, yeah. And I mean, they've done weird things like Middle Endian math. And some capture the flags are cryptography based and so on and so forth. This one is a straight up corporate network. It's the Pros v. Joes capture the flag. If you've ever gone to B-Sides Las Vegas and participated in their capture the flag, B-Sides Delaware, Infosec World now for 3 or 4 years. There's a few other events that they've been to, but it's the Pro v. Joes capture the flag from the new nonprofit. Actually, they turned it into a nonprofit, the CTF Factory, and we're very proud of them for that. That's awesome. And remember, they come from B-Sides Delaware, which is my conference. Okay, I've got to plug my conference. And Eric Arnoth runs the whole kit and caboodle, and he has got an amazing staff. And they're always looking for more people. So please stop by and volunteer. Talk to them at the very least.
A lot of his staff are volunteers, right?
All of his staff are volunteers.
So when I think about this so it's a corporate network. So I imagine both red teamers and blue teamers here get to learn on kind of the different tools and techniques used to, hack into a corporate network.
So it's I'm glad you asked that. So that's actually exactly the case. Now, it's in the Infosec World, we run sort of a foreshortened version of it because we're only doing it for like 5 hours one day and 6 hours the next day and so on and so forth. But the full endeavor, if you will, is actually a full corporate network. And then you've got a red team and a blue team. And the red team are professional pen testers. The blue team are the amateurs, the locals, if you will. And then on the second day, they will tend to switch. And so the red teamers become blue teamers. It's instead of just solely score based, if you will, although both sides can score. Okay, it is really focused around a learning initiative, and I love it for that. And it's not stylized or whatever. As a matter of fact, a few years ago they added a VoIP phone system so you could taunt your opponents. That was awesome. But yeah, it's a red team and a blue team. Traditionally, there's a professional red team. They literally have a traveling roadshow of remote red teamers, and they're always looking for more professional pen testers to be red teamers. It's the locals that start as the blue team, turn into the red team on the second day. Sometimes they'll even switch them up so you get a half of an amateur blue team with a half of a professional red team, and they can work together and explain how things work and make it a real teaching moment. That I absolutely love. There's scores. I mean, you've got text flags hidden in the game that you submit to the scoreboard. I mean, that's normal. They've got a beaconing thing. So if you take over a computer and you beacon out a server and you beacon out, you get score for that. You get scores for how long as a blue teamer you can keep your services up and running, and for a red teamer, which services you can suppress. Okay. It's really well done. It is designed around the same idea of, as a red teamer, I'm going in there to break things, steal things, find things. And as a blue teamer, I want to keep my business running and I want to protect my data. That's what we do. So it's kind of very cool.
Now, if I go to the conference and I bring my own computer, I don't need to have any tools loaded. You're going to teach me in the course which tools I need to be successful in the CTF?
Yes, we'll set you up with Kali. We'll set you up with whatever you want. If you happen to be a wireless junkie, we'll set you up with Pen2, although I'll probably have to do that. I don't think he's got Pen2 loaded on his machine. Yes, Rick, I bring Pen2 to conferences. And that's for Rick Farina, who's the maintainer of Pen2. And Wasabi and Rick Melendick, and I know, Wireless Village, relax, don't kill me. And but we'll set you up with Kali. We'll teach you all of the tools in Kali. Well, maybe not all of them. There's about a gazillion tools in Kali. Okay, offensive security packs that sucker. And we'll teach you enough of them that you can really sort of get your fingers into it and understand what's going on. And it's fun. It's a lot of fun. People just have such a good time. Even at Infosec World, where, like I said, we run a pretty foreshortened version. We're not there for the long haul, 24 hours straight type of thing. We pretty much set up a static environment and let them attack. And what we do there is we let them attack and we just rebuild it every few hours So just respawn it basically. So that way they can really get the feel for what damage they can do, and then they can try it again and perfect their technique. So not a problem. It works out really, really well. We're very proud of it. Last year we had, so this was the third year we did it, I think, second year we did it. We had about 30 people. This year we're expecting 40 or 50 people to be in the CTF pretty much constantly for the entire set of the conference. It's not bad at all. It's a lot of fun. A lot of people enjoy it.
And I think there's an opportunity to participate remotely as well. You don't actually have to be at Infosec World to participate, right?
You do have to register. And there is, I think, a small fee to register for remote participation. It's like 30 or 40 bucks. This is a profit-making enterprise, people. They have to make a profit. But you can participate remotely. You VPN in, and you can be part of a team that's either on-site or off-site or whatever you want. We don't care. You just have to register so that they know which team you're part of. And you can absolutely participate in the CTF. And remember, this CTF, if you like it, you can participate at a half a dozen events around the country, because this is the B-Sides Las Vegas CTF, the B-Sides Delaware CTF, I think Idaho Falls, as well as several other events. So it's a lot of fun, and the CTF Factory has just done an amazing amount of work. And so I'm going to minorly plug, Red Lion actually sponsors CTF Factory. We have equipment of theirs and a rack of ours. So we give them bandwidth and equipment, all kinds of fun stuff, because we believe in education. And that's why we're here.
And you guys are taking all the gear down to Disney with you? Or
actually,
you doing it remote?
The nice thing is the gear's all remote.
Yeah.
All the gear is in a rack in a data center, and everybody VPNs into it. It is so much easier. As long as there's decent bandwidth, the only things we have to take are some switches just to connect everybody up to a wired connection if there is, or so their teams can talk to each other on a secure connection. So we bring some little consumer-grade Netgear switches that we bought, I can't even remember how many years ago now. And that's about it. And cables. So it's one case, which I'm okay with. I don't want to bring racks and racks and racks a year. So
yeah, and to add on to what you're saying, Josh, a lot of what we're seeing in the industry now, with the catch-22 of getting a job, right, is dependent on skills, right? It's dependent on work output, and I think we can all agree on that, right? So one of the big inceptions behind CTF Factory and opening it up remote is to allow students to come in and play remote. Now, there is no differentiation between the student price and the enterprise price, but trust me when I tell you it's not as bad as you think, right? So if you come in and learn, especially in a containered environment, you can easily put this on a resume, and that should help you, get around the HR filter and get to the interview, right? The catch-22 that I'm talking about is to get a job in Infosec, right? You have to have had a job in Infosec, right? But to have a job, you have to get a job, right? Catch-22. So we see the deficiency in, current reports of the skills gap in Infosec is what, 2 million by
it's
end of this year?
2 million. Yeah, I mean,
right. So
yeah.
how do you
ISC Squared
that?
Yeah, ISC Squared did a survey. It was just under 2 million. So yeah, I mean, 2 million's a good rough number.
Yeah.
So
yeah, go ahead, Josh.
So I mean, let's be honest. 2 million is not just pen testers. There's compliance people. There's blue teamers. There's forensics people. There's
SOC analysts. The list goes on and on and on. Yeah.
But all of those skills, every single one of those job descriptions, is advanced by knowing more information about the entire field. So if you can learn how to be a red teamer or a blue teamer, or you can ask for the packet captures. We've given them, the CTF Factory has given those to forensic groups before for them to use and do forensics on. In terms of SOC analysts, watch as things happen and see what you can monitor, see what you can figure out. Just about every kind of job, every kind of title, every kind of job, every kind of task can be performed in a real CTF because it's a real corporate network undergoing an attack. We're all there.
So let me ask a couple questions around logistics, right? So if you are attending the conference, do you have to have a certain pass to be able to participate in the class in the CTF, or is there a separate registration? For on-site people, what do they need to know?
They have to have a pulse. Very important. Okay. They have to have a laptop. That's about it. I think that's honestly, I don't think there's a separate registration or anything. They've already paid for it. Stop by, sign up, which is basically give us an email address type of thing so we can send you your creds and VPN creds and such, and you're in. Okay.
Got it.
So remember, pulse, laptop, stop by. You're good.
Yeah. And we're there to bend over backwards to help people understand how all of this works, right? We're not just there as figureheads. We can literally help you technically get connected, get moving, and get your first flag. Go ahead.
Got it. And then if you're remote, though, remote requires a separate registration because there is a fee for the coming in and participating remotely. And I assume they can find that on the Infosec World conference website.
Absolutely correct. Yeah. So Scott, did you find the dates and times? I forget what time it is on the Monday and the Tuesday. I'm terribly sorry.
So Monday from 1:55 to I think it was like 4, right? 4 or 5, somewhere in there. Yep, we're doing the one-on-one class, and then at 6 when the conference floor opens up, then bang, we're off and running with the CTF 6 to 8, and then we open up the next morning when the conference floor opens up. I want to say that's like 10ish, right in there, probably 9ish, 9, 10, somewhere in there. And then that will be running all day, and then just a tiny bit on Wednesday morning. And then we unfortunately have to pull all of the gear, pack everything up, and then go announce the winners and hand out prizes. Yes, there are prizes. No, you do not have to be on site to get them.
No,
Wednesday's a short day.
We would prefer.
Yeah, we'll ship them, but they're nice prizes. We have speakers that we use for the music during the CTF, and we basically give them away at the end of it. And they're JBL speakers, and we bring lights in for the thing. So we don't bring much computing gear, but we bring lights and sound so that it really feels comfortable for people. It's all red lit, a little dim, so your laptop screen pops, and we bring speakers so we can actually play music at a reasonable volume, i.e. ear splitting. Just kidding. So that you can actually ignore the conference and get into your own head.
No ear splitting this year. We're actually right next to one of the talks. So it's produced in a way that allows you to really focus on what's going on inside of the CTF as you're playing.
So anybody interested in attending Infosec World, you can go over and check out the Red Lion guys and sit in the class, participate. If you want to do it remote, go out to the Infosec World website, get registered. Gentlemen, I know you'll have fun. We'll see you down there. And with that, we'll take a quick break, and then we'll welcome Ben Budge and Lyle back from Lighthouse.